Today, we're looking at the state of New Jersey. Their governor here, Chris Christie, just unveiled his $29.3 billion budget for fiscal year 2011. It calls for major cuts in school aid, letting go of over 1,000 workers, and skipping New Jersey's pension contribution, all with the intended consequence of closing the gap there in your budget and cutting back on a sizable deficit. Now, I want to ask you, Governor, thank you first for coming in studio today. No one likes deficits of this size. Global markets have been battling with the consequences of them, certainly. But the way that you are making some of these cuts here is causing some concern that they're coming at great social cost rather than at a tax increase. Now, why are you doing it this way?
This is why. New Jersey already has the highest marginal income tax rate in America.
Of course.
We already have the second highest sales tax, sixth highest corporate business tax, and the highest property taxes in America. So I think we've maxed ourselves out on the revenue side. I'm just simply not going to make New Jersey even less competitive than it is already if we want to have economic growth and put our people back to work. We have 9.9% unemployment, above the national average. So with a $10.7 billion deficit, it was time to scale back the size of government, not just at the state level, but also at the local and school board level as well. That's what this budget is setting the stage for.
Now, you've cut, as we cited there, 1,300 jobs. You've said that you would like to be able to control more, pull back a little bit more. Are you going to be privatizing some positions there? Some
of that will be as a result of privatization. Some of it will be pure layoffs. It's going to depend on what report I get back from my privatization advisory board, which I appointed this past week, and will report to me by May 31st. But that's what's going to happen, either through privatization or through layoffs, probably a combination of the two.
Now, you talked about New Jersey having very high property taxes, highest in the country. When you were campaigning, though, you were talking about a property tax rebate. You've been in office now a short amount of time, a lot on your plate, but to go back on that promise already has caused some criticism. It's going to be tough for you here. Now, what made you have this change of heart? I mean, did you get in office and see that things were far worse than when you were on the campaign trail?
$3 billion worse. Governor Christie, I told everyone we have an $8 billion deficit for this coming year. We're at $10.7 billion. And what we're doing with the property tax rebate program is to restructure it. It's not being eliminated. We're going to take away sending checks. We had to, issue revenue anticipation notes.
You're suspending it until May of 2011.
Until May, and it's going to be a direct credit on property tax bills come May.
The millionaire's tax, the tax as it's been billed, right?
Yeah.
Over $400,000 in income.
$400,000.
Right. There are some, though, who would say these costs, these cuts to social programs are hurting the lower income tax bracket when the higher income tax bracket, you know the argument, could afford that a little bit more. Are you going to be rolling that out, extending it?
No. Absolutely not. And by the way, the Democrats had the opportunity to do that.
Even though you say things are worse than when you were campaigning.
They are. But you know what? The top 1% of taxpayers in New Jersey pay 40% of the income tax. In addition, we've got a situation where that tax applies to small businesses. I'm simply not going to put my foot on the back of the neck of small business while I want them to try to grow jobs by giving more revenue to New Jersey. In addition, the Democrats had the opportunity to do this. That tax expired December 31st.
And you're not renewing it.
I'm not renewing it, and they could have renewed it with Governor Christie signing lame duck in January, and they didn't. So this is about politics. This isn't about policy.
Now, you were going through how tough it is to stomach tax increases. Let me talk a little bit about the salaries and the pensions and the benefit plans in your state. Now, we have some graphics here laying out, as we've looked across the country, a Bureau of Labor Statistics now says that often in the private sector, benefits, payout plans are actually less than some state employees. Not what you would expect. Hourly wage is actually like $6 higher on average per hour. That's not including benefit costs there. So when you are looking at contracts for existing state employees and their pensions in June 2011, when they come up, when they expire, are you going to be renegotiating those?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, there's no question that
you're going to be asking those employees to pay more into their
health benefits, into their pensions, and to give concessions on wages as well. And just as importantly, it's school districts, because teachers pay nothing right now, zero, towards their health insurance benefits. Family health insurance benefits that run anywhere from $18,000 to $24,000 a year that the taxpayers pay for that teacher and their family from the day they're hired until the day they die. fully paid medical benefits.
So the teachers union can be expecting that in 2011, June 2011?
Well, the teachers union could be expecting that coming now in this budget, that we are going to be trying to force that to happen because we simply can't afford this level of benefit anymore, and your statistics show it.
Mm-hmm. We have just about 1 minute left for this. I want to ask you, because when you're talking there about the unions and about defined pension plans, defined benefit plans, the question of the entire electoral process comes up here. Unions are key here in winning elections. They are key in building coalitions. Is it possible to really build political goodwill, go through the political process, and still ask for them to take these cuts that are going to be very hard to stomach? Sure,
listen, I'm living proof of it. The teachers union spent over $3 million in the campaign in November trying to beat me. The CWA, the AFL-CIO, they all worked against me and spent significant sums of money, millions of dollars, in addition to the $30 million Governor Corzine spent to try to defeat me. And I'm here, and I'm the governor of New Jersey. My job now is to serve the people, the taxpayers of this state.
Quickly, because we have to go, are you going to opt out of health care if it becomes federal law?
Let's see what the law is first, then I'll make that decision.
You're not ruling it out, though?
I'm not ruling anything in or out.
All right. Thank you so much, Governor Christie, for coming in to talk to us about this budget today.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
All right.